Welcome back, my fellow Diablo 3 fiends from all around the world. The power of the internet brings us together, and we are talking about the monk class in Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls. This is the Wave of Light Legacy of Dreams build that I've been meaning to talk about and upload a guide for quite some time. Today is the day. This will be beneficial whether you're playing this season, next season, whatever. It's definitely a build that's going to be viable for quite some time, and I don't see Blizzard, I don't foresee any changes happening anytime soon to this build, to the Legacy of Dream gem itself. I think it's just going to be stable and overpowered for quite some time. And let's start talking about this straight away. So let's talk about skills first, then we'll cover off the gear. I'm going to get into this. I'm going to cover all this as quickly as possible. If you're looking for something more detailed, I'll have a link in the description below that you can click on and actually bring up the build itself in written format, and that way you don't have to memorize everything that I say or keep rewatching bits of the video. I'll make a proper written guide on the Diablo 3 Planner website, and that'll make it easy for everybody as well. So for the skills, Wave of Light with Explosive Light, Dashing Strike with Blinding Speed, Serenity with Ascension, Epiphany Desert Shroud, Mystic Ally, Air Ally, Cyclone Strike with Implosion. Passives, we're using Seize the Initiative, the Guardian's Path, Near-Death Experience, Beacon of Yitta. These can definitely be altered and you can experiment. A lot of people, instead of Guardian's Path, go with something different. You can definitely do that. I have seen people use Determination here, as well as Momentum. It just depends. As long as you're dishing out a fair amount of damage and you're happy and there's stability with damage and it's a good balance with your damage plus your survivability, so if you're not dying too easily, then it's fine. You can sacrifice something such as the Guardian's Path for a higher damaging ability. But I definitely enjoyed this dodge increase, and it adds to my survivability. But you just have to find sort of the right balance for you. Follow this as a bit of a guide, which you can definitely experiment with and make your own alterations and changes. It's totally fine. With the gear we're using, now very importantly, because of the Legacy of Dreams legendary stat here, so while we have no set item bonuses equipped, every legendary item we have equipped increases our damage by 356.25% and reduces damage taken by 2%. But very importantly, these stats are doubled if we have ancient items equipped. So it goes without saying, we want to make sure that every item here is ancient if possible. So if you're putting together this build very early on, then maybe it's not going to be possible to have everything ancient. Definitely make sure it's legendary at the very least. Or if you want, just maybe work with a different build and just start trying to gather your materials and trying to farm your ancient items until they're perfected. And then that's pretty much what I did. I was just using the Inner's Wave of Light build, which I've already uploaded a video on, and then I was just trying to farm my items for this Legacy of Dreams Wave of Light build. There's nothing wrong with that. Farm your gear, take your time, use Kanai's Cube, use your blood shards with Kadala, gamble, just whatever you have to do. Farm Greater Rifts, farm Nephilim Rifts. Just as soon as you have everything in ancient form, then you're going to be doing, like I said, everything's doubled. So it's definitely critical to make sure everything's ancient here if possible. Anyway, we're using Tokrin's Gaze, the Flavor of Time, which is awesome. So every pylon now that we activate in a Greater Rift, the effect is actually doubled. So that's definitely awesome there. We're using the Cindercoat, Lefebvre's Solikoi, Mage Fist, the Witching Hour, awesome belt. We're using Bindings of the Lesser God. Preferably, I would like this equipped in Kanai's Cube, but because I don't have a Pinto's Pride Ancient, which I'd like in there instead, at the moment I've just reversed the items and I'm using Pinto's in Kanai's and just having Bindings of the Lesser Gods equipped here, but ideally I want to do it the other way around. However, like I said, you can experiment, and it's definitely a lot more beneficial having an ancient item equipped anyway than just a non-ancient. For the rings, Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac and Convention of Elements. For the pants, Swamp Land Waders, however you want to say it. This is actually a Witch Doctor pants item, and you have to level up a Witch Doctor to 70 in order to actually get these. These are the best in slot pants because of the fire damage that we get, and it's definitely the most beneficial for our damage output for this class. However, you can go with another legendary pants item as long as they're ancient, but this is the best in slot, just so you're aware. But also be aware that you have to have a witch doctor leveled up to 70 in order to just have a chance on getting these pants. So what you want to do is probably get a friend or a clan member to power level your witch doctor up to 70 for you, and then once you're at 70 you can farm blood shards on your monk and just log out and log on to your witch doctor, and that way try and use the blood shards to get these pants, which is what I did. And then if you don't get them, then you can also use Canai's Cube to upgrade any rare pants that you get when you're using your blood shards in order to get the swampland waders eventually. And that's pretty much how I got them. I got them through upgrading a rare item, I believe, to legendary. So you definitely want to save your materials, and you definitely want to farm on your primary character, the monk, and then just have witch doctor level up to 70 if you want to get these, if you want the best in slot item. That's totally up to you. Just if you're using another, you can try other pants, just make sure that they're ancient legendary. For the weapons, we're using Kiyoshiro's Blade and Rabid Strike. Awesome weapons. I wouldn't swap these out for anything. And very importantly, the crudest boots. Huge boost for damage to this build. In Canai's Cube, we are using Incense Torch of the Grand Temple. Again, super important. Reduces spirit cost of Wave of Light by 50% and increases damage by 550. Huge. Like I mentioned before, using Pinto's Pride here instead of the Lesser Gods braces, but ideally I'd want to swap them around once I get an ancient Pinto's Pride set. But either way, you can use either or. Like I said, ancient is definitely it should be prioritized in this case. The jewelry slot, we're using Unity, so obviously you want to make sure that your follower, which I haven't got following me at the moment because I was doing a set dungeon video just before. So we hire the Templar, and you want to make sure that your follower has Unity equipped as well. That way the damage is split 50-50. So it reduces damage taken by 50% instantly. So pretty awesome there. What else do we have to go through? Skills. We've gone through the items that we have equipped in inventory. Let's go Paragon points. So with Paragon, you want to make sure your movement speed is capped at 25%. This includes your movement speed bonuses from your gear plus your Paragon points. So in my gear, I've got a combined total of 24%. So I can only benefit from using another 1% until the cap. So 25% capped, 14% from my gear, 1% here is 25. Going any higher than that isn't going to make us move any faster, and it's just going to be wasted points. So 25% is our absolute maximum. And you can tell by going into your details here, going to the bottom and just checking out movement speed here, plus 25%. So we can't get any more than that. We're not going to move any faster at all. Everything else you want to dump into dexterity. With your offense, if you're capped with all your points like I am, as you can see, then just whack them in. Otherwise, if you don't have enough points to max out everything, you want to prioritize cooldown reduction followed by crit chance and crit damage, which you want to sort of keep even until they're both maxed out, and then whack everything else into attack speed. With your defense, start with resist all, your armor, your life, and then life regen in that order. With utility, you want to go resource cost reduction, area damage, life per hit, and gold find in that order. That's it. That is the build. If you want to check out the written version, like I said, I'll have it down in the description below. There'll be a link there. Let's check out some quick gameplay just to finish off the video so you can see this actual build in action. This will be viable in season 19. I guarantee it's going to be it'll still be the strongest monk build, I believe, for pushing greater rifts. It's also great for speed farming. It's great for everything. We can alter some items for speed farming. Maybe I'll make a speed farming video next, but there isn't too much. Pretty much the strategy and the mechanics will stay the same anyway. You're just going to be moving a lot quicker, and it's just more beneficial for group play. But other than that, this is great for GR pushing. This is your #1 greater rift pushing build for the monk class, and it's definitely dominating the leaderboards as far as monks go. Let's check out some gameplay and see how this baby works. So here is something that I prepared earlier. It feels good not to have to keep my hands busy right now. I can just talk to everybody. This is the Legacy of Dreams build in action. This is a Greater Rift 101, which is pretty good for being under 900 Paragon level. I haven't played this season all that much, so it is a very powerful build. If you're doing 100 plus and your Paragon levels is under 1,000 or under 900 in this case, then you've done pretty well as far as I'm concerned. You definitely want to use that Cyclone Strike, but you want to be really careful and keep your distance from damage. If enemies come really close, you can be affected. You can be killed, is what I'm trying to say. But use your Serenity as well. Time that well. That'll make you invincible for a short amount of time. And just manage your cooldowns. Definitely manage your cooldowns. Keep your Epiphany up. Use your Mystic Ally whenever you need to, especially when you're running low on resources. And Serenity is very important. If that's on cooldown, then keep your distance. Don't stand in elemental damage. Look, I just dashed out of elemental damage there. I just died there. But, you know, dying is just normal, I guess. Unless you're playing hardcore, you'll be crying. But there's so much going on right now that, you know, that split second, if you just dash too late and Serenity isn't up, if you haven't got it active, then it'll mean the death of you, obviously. But lots of action here, lots of density, plenty of elites happening around. So dying, like, it's pretty stable. Like right now I can survive. I'm taking a fair bit of damage, but there's just so much action that it's probably normal to cop a killing blow, which I did earlier, but we're still pulling ahead of time, which is what you want. So we're carving through the elites there. It just so happens that this outdoorsy map, we just got lucky and scored all this density, which is what I want. Density is definitely something that I want. Outdoor maps is something that I want, especially with a build and playing the monk class. We can keep our distance with Wave of Light there and just keep casting away and keep dying like that. But it's all good. We're doing good. We're pulling ahead of time. Greater Rift 101. We're going to smash through. Cannot wait for Season 19, people. Season 18 almost done and dusted now. It's coming close. So make sure that you finalise your seasonal journeys, people. Otherwise, you're going to miss out on your Guardian achievements. Make sure that you work through your seasonal journey to get those extra caches, your armory slots. Not your armory slots. What's it called? Your stash tabs. Stash tabs is what I was trying to say. So right now I'm just trying to see if there's a pylon available. And with the Flavor of Time amulet, it'll double the duration of that pylon effect. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to find one if memory serves when I originally ran this. The Rift Guardians are most annoying. With Bane of the Stricken, they take a lot more damage, but they are quite challenging. Look at the amount of health they have. It's ridiculous. So but obviously, like I mentioned, make sure that you have your ancient items equipped, ancient legendaries. If they're all ancient, you're going to benefit. You're going to get maximum benefit from this build. And don't worry, we'll down this Rift Guardian. It's a super fun build to play. It's great for speed runs as well. You know, you don't have to change a lot around for Nephilim Rift runs. And it works for group play as well. They really are versatile, the old monks. Highly enjoyable, very versatile to play, and very quick. So damn fast. You know, monks and demon hunters are just so fast. I love playing fast classes. With other classes, I kind of just keep, you know, if I'm playing in groups, especially with Nephilim Rifts, when you're high Paragon level, you're kind of just chasing players around. And they're usually monks and demon hunters for the most part. Sometimes wizards. But the good old barbarians and crusaders, they struggle a bit, I think, with speed. But then again, you can alter and manage items for every class in the game to try and make them as fast as possible, but nothing will compare to the demon hunters and monks. As you can see, Rift Guardian's not too much problem. Just avoid elemental damage, stay out of those tornadoes with this particular Rift Guardian. And Bob is your uncle. That is the Wave of Light Legacy of Dreams build guide for the Monk class in Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls. This is going to be owning leaderboards for quite some time for the monk class. So make sure you check it out, give it a go. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this guide, and also if you enjoyed just hearing me talk and visiting Le Creepy One. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Click that notification bell and keep on coming back. You hear?